All right, we are live Thursday, January 30th. Notre Dame to the ACC. I don't know. Don't think they're going to join full time, but today the ACC announced that they picked up, ESPN picked up the option to continue to host ACC sports until 2036. Um, Before ESPN picked up this option, the deal would have ended in 2027. So this extends it for another 9 seasons. Um, Definitely a big deal. You had Florida State and Clemson both basically kind of trying to find a way out of the ACC, which to their credit, the ACC TV deal compared to the Big Ten and the SEC wasn't really comparable. So, in terms of them, wanting to be out, whatever. Other teams are moving conferences for reasons. They wanted to do it. Florida State was a little louder with it, which I think is what pushed some people away. But we'll see how this shakes out. How does this affect Notre Dame? So Notre Dame is sitting there playing 5 or 6 ACC football games per year. We've known that. It's been a good setup for us. But like Pete Bavacqua said earlier in the month, the ACC being strong helps Notre Dame. The ACC has not been the strongest recently, which is, that's okay. It's ebbs and flows in the conferences of college football. Something that's interesting here is Notre Dame is likely going to be playing 2 out of the 3, Clemson, Miami, and Florida State annually. I'm going to post the article on ESPN, but looking at it here, multiple athletic directors told ESPN this could involve using the ACC's relationship with Notre Dame to strategically create more games against the conference's top-tier teams. Earlier this month, Notre Dame athletic director Pete Bavacqua said he was open to playing more games against Clemson in the future. Notre Dame currently plays 5 to 6 regular season football games against the ACC annually and is a member of the ACC in all other sports, minus the Big Ten, which is in hockey. The reason I think this is a big deal is because the Irish are now going to be playing basically 2 out of those 3 teams, Clemson, Florida State, Miami, every single year. Miami, Catholics versus convicts, we have that backstory. Obviously, we've got history with Florida State. Clemson has been that team that has kind of turned into this new generation rival. Every game we play against them matters in a pretty big way. Uh, there's been epic finishes. There's been #1 upsets. There's been playoff implications for these games against Clemson. So I think it really is going to add a huge value not only to the ACC but to Notre Dame's schedule. With us having that full rotation of ACC games, we might not play Clemson or Florida State or Miami each and every year. So for them to go out on this limb and to say, okay, we're going to play 2 out of the 3, no matter what, we'll rotate them. It's a big deal. Typically, Florida State, Miami, and Clemson, they are going to be towards the top tier of the ACC. So this is huge. Are we going to ever join a conference? No, I don't think so. But this is basically as close as it's going to get. Playing 5 to 6 games against them, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. The better that the ACC is, the better that is for Notre Dame. So ultimately, I think it's pretty huge for the ACC to do this. It looks like they're going to be trying to do some sort of settlements with Florida State and Clemson since they were trying to get out, and they're obviously looking for more money. But they signed. They signed into this. They're part of the conference. So be it. They got to figure it out. So we'll see what happens with that. On other fronts, defensive coordinator Chris Ash, it's a done deal. He's coming. Looks like Mickens from the first reports that were coming out. Looks like Mickens is going to stay. So nobody wanted Chris Ash, but we'll see how this works out. Trust in Freeman. Granted, I've said it before, he can make mistakes, but we'll see what happens with this. It's almost just we got to just play it out. We got to let this thing play out and see what happens. The big news is Mickens to stay. We we couldn't afford to lose Mickens. The development, the recruiting in the secondary, like he's there for a reason. I think he wants to stay for a reason. So as long as we can keep him into the spring, into the summer, he'll be at Notre Dame. That's what's most important. So Chris Ash hired as DC. Mike Mickens likely going to be staying, which is great. Now we turn our attention to the GM job, looking like it's going to be Coach Blanchard from Texas Tech. I had known a lot about him, but just looking him up, he has had Texas Tech in the top 25 recruiting class. It's like pretty impressive what this guy has done down in Lubbock. And obviously, coming to a place like Notre Dame, if he brings that skill set there, I mean, it's going to make his job that much easier. Convincing these top guys, convincing this elite talent to come to Notre Dame, I would say that that's going to be a lot easier than it is to get them to come to Texas Tech. You show them around South Bend and get that energy there, it's hard to turn that down. So, only read good things about him. I've only seen good things. Heard that Notre Dame offered in the high six-figure pay range, so they're coming with it. They're not skimping out. They see these top targets, they are going to get them. They're putting everything out there. I truly think that Marcus he's got the support. He's got Bavacqua behind him. That's huge. He's got the support of the administration. He's a likable guy. He goes to the, indie inner circle, the indie people that he needs to get stuff done. They like him. So they're more apt to say, all right, Marcus, what do you need? How can we help you? What do you need to get to that next level? Something that we did not have in the, prior regime with Kelly. So I just think if Marcus needs it and he feels like it's good for the team and for the program, he can go to his inner circle at Notre Dame, go to the higher ups, pull some strings, and get what he needs. Clearly, he sees top talent out there, whether it's players or coaching staff. He is going after them. He just does not rest. He goes after what he thinks he needs, and so far, it's worked out great. Nobody liked Jared Parker, 39 points a game. He hired Al. He hired Mike Denbrock. The guy knows how to bring people in that are going to positively affect the program. So, all right, just to recap, ACC extended their deal with ESPN through 2036. Likely Notre Dame is going to be playing Florida State, Clemson, Miami, 2 out of those 3 teams every year now in a rotation. I think it's great, not only strength of schedule for the Irish, number one, but just to strengthen the ACC overall. Get some of those top tier teams playing each other more often, and it's only going to help the ACC. Top of that, Chris Ash, new defensive coordinator. He's coming. Looking like Mickens is going to stay. That's most important and most critical in my mind. Chris Ash can come in. It's an experiment. We'll see how that plays out. But keeping Mickens was priority, trending that way. The arrows are pointing in that direction. That's all we can ask for. So GM news should be coming soon. Looks like we've targeted our guy, put out the offer. Conversations are being had, so we should see some stuff there. Connor's still a little bit sick. He is coming back. Just talked to him a little bit today. He's feeling about 75%. So we'll have a nice big welcome back show for Connor once he's feeling a little bit better. Hopefully this weekend. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll have some content for you this weekend. As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you're enjoying the channel, support us. We love talking about Notre Dame football. We live it. We breathe it. Come into the conversation. Throw some questions on X. Whatever you guys want to talk about Notre Dame football-wise, we're here to do it. So as always, go Irish, and we'll talk to you all soon.